Hi you guys, how is everyone today? My name is Cassie Gosen. I am a Ruby ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and I am so excited to be sharing my story with you guys today and a little bit about my biggest fear and also some hopefully helpful tips for you guys. I am coming to you live from kind of northern middle Minnesota, and I am just really honored and excited that I get to be a part of this training, and really hopefully you guys can just take a little bit of my mistakes and the little things that I struggled through to get to Ruby and put them into practice so you can just keep going on your Plexus journey. So a little bit about my story before I get into anything else. First of all, I have 4 boys who are all ages 4 and under. So I have a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a almost 4-month-old. So my life is crazy busy. All 4 of them are actually sleeping right now. And so lucky me, I have nap time for all of them in the afternoon, and I get to do Plexus time. That's when I do my Plexus time. So I need to start off by saying, if I can do this, you can totally do this, because life with 4 little boys is crazy. And back when I had my first 2, they are 12 months apart. When I had them 12 months apart, my body was a wreck. I was a hormonal mess. I had a pretty difficult end of my pregnancy with my second. There was a lot going on in my body, and I needed help, but I didn't know about gut health. I didn't know about blood sugar balancing. I didn't know much about health other than I liked health, and I liked more natural things. I was already drawn to natural stuff. And so, you would think Plexus would be a total shoo-in for me, right? Not at all. I was a huge skeptic. I was a total skeptic of network marketing. I was a total skeptic of Plexus. We had just done a different network marketing company, not the business side, just tried some products for a couple months. There was no money back guarantee, so go Plexus on that one. And we'd lost a lot of money and had no great health results. And so we were kind of bummed, and me and my husband were pretty disillusioned to the fact that any network marketing company could produce a good product and actually for sure make any money. None of our friends who ever did network marketing had ever actually made money. There was always this hope of making money, but never an actual income produced. So I was a huge skeptic. A friend of mine, when she joined Plexus, I literally felt sorry for her. I remember thinking, oh no, she got sucked into one of those things. That is terrible. So if you started as a skeptic, or if you, thought maybe this isn't the real deal, or maybe you're even in here and you're still just testing the waters and you're going to see if Plexus is the real deal for you, don't worry. I can tell you from my own experience, I was a total skeptic and now I'm a total believer. So it took me a few months to decide to try it. I told my friend no a few times, so if you get no's, don't be discouraged. And then I gave it a try. And in the first 7 days, I noticed such a huge change. I'm not going to go into all the details of my story right now, just because I really am excited. I took notes this morning during some quiet time about what I want to share with you guys. And so I am excited to get to those. And so basically, I was a hormonal wreck. My gut health was out of balance. My newborn baby at the time, his gut health was out of balance because of things that happened during my pregnancy, and unavoidable things that happened. And so we were both kind of a hot mess. And when we finally decided to give Plexus a try, it was because of the 60-day money back guarantee, and it was because we were desperate for help. And so we finally gave it a try. In the first 7 days, not only was my health dramatically improved, but my at the time 3-month-old baby, his health he did a complete 180. He was a completely different kid than he was for the first 3 months of his life within 7 days of trying Slim. And so I just want to tell you guys that 7-day trials are worth selling. They're amazing. If somebody says they don't want to try, a month's supply, sell them a 7-day trial. It's totally worth it, because I am still in awe of the results I had in 7 days. It was amazing. And then a couple months later, my husband had seen good results with me, and I wanted to try the triplex, so we signed up for wholesale. And we decided that he would get on the products and I would continue with the products and start taking the triplex. And I told my husband, don't worry, I'm not going to sell this to anyone. I'm not going to tell anyone that I'm selling this. And I didn't know it at the time, but I was totally lying to him. I didn't mean to, but I did. Because about a week later, my friend had told me that I could make money on my own product, which I thought was cool. And I had a family member who really needed the product too. And so I got her signed up as wholesale right away. I didn't even really know what that meant. I just knew she could get her own, product at the best price. And so she did. Well, then I got my first business building bonus check. And I was like, why am I getting, and this is back when Plexus was still sending out paper checks. And I thought, why am I getting a check in the mail? This doesn't make any sense. I don't know why I'm making money right now. But that lit a fire in me because I was a stay-at-home mom at the time with 2 kids, and I wanted to be able to bring in some money. I mean, I'd always worked out, before having kids, and I just thought if I can be a stay-at-home mom and I can actually make money, that would be awesome. So I started sharing posts. Now, mind you, I only had 3 friends on Facebook, or actually 4 friends on Facebook at the time that were in Plexus. Only 4. Wendy Larson, Kristen Abart, Eva Schmidt, and my friend Renee, who signed me up. So those are my only 4 friends on Facebook, and they were just sharing testimonies all the time, or gut health facts or whatever. So I didn't know anything. I had no clue how to work the business. I didn't know what I was doing at all. And so all I did was, if they posted about Plexus, I would go and hit that share now button, because I didn't know anything. I didn't know, but I thought, well, if that's they're sharing testimony, I'll just share what they're sharing and see what happens. Well, long story short, I started making money, and that only fueled me, because when I started making money, I was like, this is awesome. I'm not only paying for my products, I'm having a little bit left over, and this girl likes new shoes. So it was a win-win. Win-win-win-win-win for everyone, because my friends were also having great results. That was so fun. So then I decided I would, try and see what would happen with this business. Mind you, I didn't tell my upline that I wanted to work the business. I didn't let anyone know, really. I just kind of figured I'd go for it. Well, I didn't know anything about the compensation plan. I didn't know anything about the ranks. I didn't know why I was getting paid. I had no clue. All I knew was that I was making more than the 25% commission you make after $500. And I didn't know how or why or what was happening. I was just making money, and it was awesome. And so I wanted to keep going and see what could happen. Well, right around that time, it was the fall of 2014, Plexus offered an incentive, and you could earn an iPad, you guys. How awesome is this company we work for? We could earn an iPad. And I was like, well, if I can earn this iPad, then I'm going to go for this business. And you guys, that started a huge, long journey that brings me today and to being a Ruby ambassador. And I earned that iPad. Long story short, it was the worst month of my entire life. I went through a huge tragedy in my own personal life, and it was it completely devastated me on a personal level. But I rose out of those ashes and that intense grief, and I said, no, I'm gonna earn myself that iPad. And I did it, you guys. I went and I did it. So number one thing that you guys need to know is that if I can do this and I can earn an iPad from Plexus and go silver in the same month without knowing why I was getting paid or what was happening, and having literally the worst month of my personal life, you can do this too. That's the first thing you need to know. Whether you have been in this business for a while or you are just getting started, you can do this, okay? So let's talk about my biggest fear. I realized I was going to give you like a couple fears because that's what other people were doing, and I was thinking about my fears, and I was realizing that really all of my fears boiled down to one thing. They all boiled down to being afraid of what people would think of me. I was terrified. I was terrified of what people would think of me. And it was for the good and for the bad. I thought, what are people going to think if they know that I am a network marketer? I also was terrified of what will people think if I have success at this. If I earn a Lexus, what will people think if I'm driving a free car, a nice car, a luxury car? What will people think if I'm making 6 figures? what will people think of me? Now, there was the flip side to that also that I need to mention, was when I decided to go for it, I also was out to prove to some people that I could do it, and that I was worth it, and that I could, be a jewel in this company. And both of those were bad. Being afraid of what people would think and also trying to prove it to people were both not good, which leads me into kind of a little tip. People's opinion of you is none of your business. People's opinion of why you're doing this doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It does not matter, because that will just give you a hiccup and a stop in your journey. Do not worry what people are thinking of you. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter, for the good or for the bad. And if you just want to prove to someone that you can be a network marketer and be successful, that will not get you very far. Which brings me to my first tip is know your why and let it grow deep inside of you, and get it deeper than you just want to pay your cell phone bill. Let it be deeper than you just want your products paid for, because that will drive you. If your why doesn't drive you, you won't get anything done. It has to drive you. It has to be bigger than you. It has to even be bigger than being a stay-at-home mom. That's pretty big, but it has to drive you. That's what I want to say is let your why drive you, and don't let your why become your excuse. I've seen this happen with myself, and I've seen this happen with people on my team, where you have a great why. And let's just use the example. I'll use myself as the example. My why is to bring my husband home from working 60 hours a week. Okay, he works long, crazy hours in construction. That is my why. That is why I am going to be an Emerald team. That is what I'm going for. I'm going to be an Emerald ambassador because I need my husband home. And I have 4 boys. They need their dad. We have a nonprofit ministry that we run, and we want to do more ministry than we do just working a job for other people. That is way more important to us. And so I don't want to digress into that, but that is my why, and it drives me. But here's the thing. If I sit on the couch all day with my husband on a Saturday morning instead of doing IPA, I've let my why of spending time with my husband become my excuse of why I'm not doing plexus. So maybe this might be harsh, but maybe you're a stay-at-home mom and you work nights or you work weekends, but you just want to be a stay-at-home mom. But it's hard being a stay-at-home mom, and kids pull you a million directions, and you've got things to do and laundry to do and dishes to do and a house to take care of and a husband to feed and baby butts to wipe. Whatever it is, don't let that become your excuse of why you can't do plexus. Alina said it yesterday. You can find time. If you can do this business in the nooks and crannies of your day, then we all poop for a few minutes every day. Do it while you poop. She said that yesterday. I thought that was brilliant, because sometimes our why becomes our excuse. And, oh, the kids had me doing this, or, oh, I wanted to spend time with my husband, or, oh, I needed to get this done. Watch a training video while you do the dishes. Instead of turning on This Is Us, hearts, 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 turn on a training video and watch a training video instead of This Is Us while you fold laundry. Don't let your why become your excuse. I cannot stress that enough, because it will stop you, okay? So the next part my next tip is conquering your mindset. You have to figure out your mindset. You have to. It is absolutely vital to your business that you figure out your mindset. And what I mean by this is what goes on between your ears. What goes on inside your head? What is it? Is it lies? I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I'm whatever it might be. Don't let those things control your actions. Not at all. No, you cannot let what goes inside your mind control you. Because here's the thing, this is where all of it happens, in your head. I can guarantee you that doing this business is simple. It may not be easy, but it is simple. And there is YouTube There is Facebook. There are trainings like this that you can get plugged into to learn the basics of how to do the business, okay? It's as simple as doing income producing actions every day. Income producing actions every day. What does that mean? Go look it up. I'm not even going to get into it because that's the thing, is it is easy to figure out what income producing actions are. That is simple. That is not a problem. What's the problem is figuring out what inside your head is stopping you from doing those income producing actions. Is it following up? Is it reaching out to new people? Is it posting a Facebook Live about plexus? Is it talking to your family members at a family get-together about plexus? Those things are income producing activities, or at least they have the potential to be. But what is stopping you from that is what's going on inside your mind. So your belief in this business and your belief in yourself has to be bigger than those fears and those lies and those things that are trying to stop you from doing income producing activity. Because really, if we can do this while working on the toilet, then we can do this and it's simple. But what's stopping you from doing it while you're working on the toilet is what's inside your head. Because reaching out to someone and sending them a message that says, hey, have you ever heard of plexus? Has anyone told you about it yet? That is simple. That took me 13 seconds to say that. It takes me faster to type it. That is simple. That is easy. You can do that. But if you don't, it's because something in your mind is stopping you. One of the books that I really suggest to everyone reading is called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. This is a book that is so powerful about what goes on between your ears and how it affects how you live, okay? This book has totally revolutionized my life in the last year and a half, and how I speak to my husband, and how I speak to my kids, and how I even speak to myself. And if you guys want, if you have a hard time reading books and you're like, oh, I don't know about reading, go on YouTube and look up Sonia Dudley and Helen McFadden's video series on what to say when you talk to yourself. They did it for you. They did a whole series on this book so that you can learn about it, you guys. It's so brilliant. It's probably, I don't know, 15 weeks long. Like they did 15 weeks or chapters or whatever. And so you can watch it all right there. It's all right there for you. And now nap time is about to be over. So that is my time limit right there, you guys. So it's all about what goes inside your head. It's all about what is going on in your mind, okay? So you have to get a good mindset. Don't let your why become your excuse. Fear of what people think is null and void. It doesn't matter. And if I can do this, you guys can do this. And there are so many examples of that. I could list so many diamonds who are homeschooling moms of large families, and I think to myself all the time, if they could do this, I can do this, and I know that you can do this too. So you guys all have an awesome day. Those are my tips. Hopefully that's encouraging to you, and I will see you around the interwebs. Have a great day, you guys.